Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we're reacting to a video titled 1979 Steeplejack Fred Dibnah takes down a massive chimney brick by brick. This is from BBC Archive. I don't know what to expect about this. This is like a demolition video? I don't know.
I don't know either. We've been doing our educational polls over on Patreon and this one. So I'm interested. I'm thankful that they have a pretty long description.
Yeah.
So, profile of the one and only Lancashire steeplejack Fred Dibnah. Fred demolishes unwanted chimneys the old-fashioned way, brick by brick, starting at the top, or by taking bricks from the bottom and lighting a fire underneath.
Oh.
His scant regard for health and safety made him something of what?
Anachronism? I've never heard that word before.
Even in the 1970s, while his infectious personality turned him into a beloved television institution. This is his first ever TV appearance.
So this is the day that everybody fell in love with him.
Well, we've got links for this down below. I still really am not sure what we're about to... other than like watching him demolish a chimney. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
It's not so pleasant on a Monday morning, and it's cold and wind's blowing, and you look up and you think, oh, good God, So this year it's been windy nearly every day. I don't think we've had above a month when the weather's been really decent. It's either been blowing a force 9 or raining or, snowing or freezing cold. So you suffer.
He sounds like everyone in Florida right now with it going hot, cold, hot, cold.
It's awful.
Yeah, already just the size of this thing. I've never seen a chimney that big in my entire life. And him scaling the side of it like this.
And it's so windy out because you can hear the wind when the video first starts. Yeah, it's very windy.
Or freezing cold. So you suffer.
Look at it moving.
Ah!
Some days might be bloody awful on the floor, and then you set off up the ladder and go through the fog, and it's like being in an aeroplane. You can see all the chimney stacks and towers and church steeples and hills outside of town sticking up through all this cloud and sun shining up above. Beautiful. Sort of. My camera's never worked right, though, when that's been about, And you can see when the rain's coming, half an hour before it comes, it's on its way. You can see, miles and miles.
I've done some roofing in the past, and we've been up on some tall roofs, and he's right about the rain. You can see it coming off in the distance.
That's a beautiful way to describe it.
You cannot see it when you're on the ground.
Yeah, he's like, it's almost like he's telling us the reason he likes to get up there and get up so high. But the fact that he is not strapped onto this ladder, like usually there's something attached to you, like a rope attached to you. When you're doing things like this, just in case you slip and fall, anything can happen. Your grip can only go...
They've added all of those safety measures after so many deaths occurred.
This is
this is in 79.
This is 1979. I have to remember.
Maybe they were supposed to be in place, and he's old
just
school.
A badass, man.
Even now, there's old school workers who just don't.
Yeah.
They don't have time for all that.
They're not licensed.
It's on its way. You can see, miles and miles. Summer's best when sun's shining, and everybody down below's all sweating away inside, and you were up there in a nice cool breeze blowing, beautiful.
Man, there's some people that are just built for this, and some people that aren't. I'm not one of those people that's built for this.
Wrap his leg around there and just
There's no fear in him at all.
None.
It's somewhat strange. Once you've started, you get like addicted to it. You just live it, like day and night. Think about it, talk about it. Some days you don't want to go. Why the hell did I start this job, But once you've got cracking like it, I always feel that, when I'm really putting big pile of stagings up round top of a chimney, like when I've got it all up, it's a work of art, a masterpiece.
I love the way he talks. I do.
This particular job, I've got the contract for £7,000 to knock it down a brick at once, right down to the bottom. When I first came to look, bitter cold morning, the wind howling down off the mountains, you know, and I thought, ugh, you know, how come they always send for me in the middle of winter? Anyway, I'd have told the powers that be, like, you know, that I want £7,000, you see. And I didn't think I'd get the job, you know. Anyway, it turned out that they honoured me with giving it me, which means that the other fellas wanted a hell of a lot more, you know.
Oh my gosh!
Not sketchy at all.
The reason for the price were I didn't really want the job. Like, if it had been a repair job.
That's the best way. That's the best way to get up. I would have squeezed right.
I mean,
from
sure
the angle, from the
underneath.
camera angle, you could just squeeze right through there. But I don't know, dude. I wouldn't have done that. It's very zoomed in, so it's easy to forget how high he is right now, dude. That is so scary. Oh,
yeah,
man.
just watching him move those boards over just so he can squeeze up there a little bit more.
Listen, a little bit about me. I'm scared of heights. I did some roofing work, which is crazy, and I was pretty high up a few times. I don't know how I made it through. But like,
I didn't really want.
Leisure activity wise, though, we were just at the fair, and I was freaking out on the Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel went too slow for him.
It's just, it's too slow. I get freaked out way up there in the air looking. No.
The job, like, if it had been a repair job, which, you know, on average takes, what, a month, 5 weeks, it's not so bad, but when it comes into months and months, you see, it's a bit different. Furthermore, when there's only like one of you, and such a gigantic pile of bricks, you know, you've got to have a stout heart to take it on your own.
Yeah.
You know, 7,000 pounds for this time, and it's all on your own. Like, I don't know. I might do it. That's...
Area, there's like too many buildings, you know, to drop the thing, like, or blow it up, as some people do. The chairman of Court Halls won't let it be blown up, so I've got to knock it down a brick at once.
I didn't even know that people did this. I
You
didn't
don't
even
do
know.
to think about how long it's going to take you, you know, you've just got to keep bashing some off. Oh, I've been here too long already, you know, about 3 months and done now, which in my eyes I'm quite disgusted, but the weather's been outrageous, you know, and now we're in with a chance to get something done. Like, we've got everything working according to how it should do, like the chute at the bottom is working well, which you can have a lot of trouble with them if you don't get the plates quite right. They keep getting bunged up and you're forevermore waiting for the bloke at the bottom to clear out the bricks, and you've got to make sure he's out the way, because if you drop one down and it comes shooting out and hits him up back at neck, he's dead.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
On the top, like on your own, you get a bit lonely, like, you know, nobody, only the birds about, and occasionally I have a friend who comes round to see me, like, you know, and he has a shin up and we have a bit of a chat, like.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking like a day or two or like a week or two. It would be kind of cool, go do this job, make a really good check, but he's been here 3 months already and he's not even close to being done.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it gets wider as he gets down to the bottom. It's going to take, I mean, man, that bottom 20 foot or so is probably going to take the longest.
Yeah.
I must do something, you know. Well, I feel better when I'm doing it, you know. I can come home at tea time and demolish a great lump of steak and a big plate of chips, and sort of, if you're mucking about pointing round somebody's window frames, things like that, bloody fed up, you know. I'm like, not exciting going on, you know, nothing to battle with. Really, you're dicing with death with a rotten old top on the chimney, you know. There's been a lot of men died fiddling with them things.
Dude, I haven't looked at somebody
never fell off the big
in such a long time and thought, this guy is a badass. Like, he's doing this. This is pre all of my conceptions in my head of everything. Like, I would be having music up here, but I'm like, it's the 70s. Like, how is he going to get music up there and keep it up there? He's going to have to take a freaking boombox with him up there. That would be pointless and dangerous.
Now, in the crew, even if it was one guy, he would have a line of extension cords all the way up there. He'd have a coffee pot with himself up there. Everything you
like
need.
He just
a
has
mini
a
refrigerator.
And a freaking mallet.
I'm up there for 3 months. I'm bringing everything.
Yeah, everything's coming with me.
I'm probably going to sleep up there. I'm just not going to come down.
But the fact that he talks about how having a passion for this, like once you start doing it, you start like eating, breathing, sleep, like you just think about it all the time. That's so crazy to me. But I can see why people have fallen in love with him. Like as he's talking and stuff, I'm like, I love his attitude. I just love.
And it's like for those 3 months, or however long he's up there, every day that you live in the city, you look over there and you know he's there. He's working.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That's insane.
Big chimney, you know. You only fall off one of them once. Like one day, I fell off a pair of steps in a little girl's bedroom and landed on a drilling machine and knocked myself unconscious. And I don't remember much about it, but morning after, I couldn't get out of bed and I had to stay there for 3 weeks, all through falling off a pair of steps. And, you know, that's about the only injury I've ever done myself.
Oh, my word.
Donald, my labourer down there, he's like a very important man, you see. You've got to have a man who has got a reasonable amount in grey matter. Like here, this noise of these fans going, it's impossible to shout 200 feet. Like, there's no way you can converse with each other. It more or less runs by, more or less, habit. The thing is that, you know, he's got a good brain, which is really what you need, you see. You get some young lad, like his heart can be in right place, but if he sees a girl in the office, he wanders away, and sort of when you need him, you know, you look down and he's gone.
Yeah.
Other than clearing,
I've had lots of labourers.
Other than clearing the hole, I wonder what he needs them for.
I mean, just to make sure that there's nothing in his way. I mean, he can't really shout, like he said, he can't shout anything, but I don't know, maybe just clearing stuff if something gets blocked up in that. I don't know. I really don't, but it's good to have somebody that would be, like he said, has a good brain on him, like he can see those things coming before. So I don't know what would be the thing to look out for. You don't want me on the job looking out for you.
Nah.
Oh, and he's gone.
I don't.
In the past, like, I've had lots of labourers, you know, some drank rather a lot, sort of led me astray in a way, you know. Donald, he's a staunch teetotaler, so in lots of ways he's a good ambassador for me, you see. He keeps me out of the pub.
That's crazy.
There we go, tea time.
Good, look at that. Something's gone wrong with it, Donald. Oh, bricks are coming out at all right, aren't they?
What an interesting time.
Cheese butties again. Don't think we'll get a yard a day off.
No. Just about down for June holidays.
No, we'll be lucky enough. Get fed up, I keep looking up there, you know.
Man, it would occupy your entire...
Well, more steeplejacks I
life.
know, people come and say, you know, we're always drunk when he went up, like, you know, sort of. I wouldn't say that I've ever done it drunk, but if you were banging away with a big hammer all day, a few pints, don't do you any harm. It sort of kills the pain. There's no doubt about that. Sort of, I've had characters work for me who, in the morning at 9 o'clock, like they were got the shakes and sort of hell of a job getting up. But after they'd had about 5 pints at dinner time, they were quite full of beans.
Yeah.
Could you imagine climbing up and down that ladder? No, thank you.
20 years.
I wouldn't even want to take a break down there. I would just stay
That's
up
what I'm
all day.
saying. Like, what is that saying that we said? Somebody put it in the freaking. Forgive me for not remembering this quote because it's a really it's a really popular one. But hard times make.
Gosh, why do you have to always
hard
do
men.
this?
I don't know, but he's the reason
Always
for
bring
that.
something up you don't know.
I do,
Then
but
throw
you
it
guys
at
know what
me,
I'm saying. You
and
guys
I
know what
don't
I'm saying. But dude, the character this brings out in you, like this is the kind of stuff that all men and all future men need to like have a little bit of that grit in them in order to do stuff like this. Like you have to be able to.
It's hard though because you'd have to simulate it some way because there's just not a need for every man to have a job this hard.
True, true. I'm not
It's
saying exactly this, but I'm just saying
every-
able to do those things, like
Yeah.
get through those hard things and still have a good attitude, you know what I mean? Because he's still laughing and chuckling and stuff, and whew, I couldn't do this.
I've only ever had 2 calamities. One where a load of brick fell on top of a blacksmith shop and completely demolished it. And I thought, this is the end of my steeplejacking career.
Oh, no.
I can laugh now, but I didn't then, When I
Yeah.
come down, I was shaking all over, in the pub for a pint. But Mr. Courtall decided that what I'd wrecked weren't worth keeping anyway, so there were only a very small claim off the insurance people, you see. And then on another occasion, we put a big dinge in top of a brand new motor car that were parked up really with inside my piece of rope that I'd got round the bottom of the chimney, you see. It
So
weren't
that's
really
not
my
really your
fault, you
fault.
see.
Yep.
I picked 2 bricks up and the wind took off a nice 3/4 of an inch thick bed of pretty stiff mortar, which went like an autogyro on the wind and, right over there about 100 yards and bush straight on top of his new car, you see. So he wanted a new roof on his brand new Volvo. Now, I have to have a third-party insurance policy for people like Courtalls. If I kill one of their operatives, I'm in dire trouble, you see. They'd commandeer my traction engine or something like that. Insurance men and me don't mix, The thing is that I don't intend dying, It's a bit like being a motor car racer or this fella who jumps over cliffs on his motorbike. I bet he's not got a life insurance policy, If he has, it'll cost him a fortune.
Yeah, they won't touch people like
No,
that.
I don't really bother with that side of it, I know one thing, I ain't going to die, There's no doubt about that. I'm going to die in bed with my boots on.
I just love him so much.
He has a lot of confidence for the job that he does. You'd have to.
Aww.
You really want to have a lot of confidence, like
So-
unwavering confidence, because
Yeah, even him sweeping
Any
that
doubt.
stuff into the middle with his foot, I would be afraid that I would
Yeah, you
slip
can't
up and
have
fall
that.
right down. Like
same.
he wasn't even grabbing onto anything; he was just
Yeah.
sweeping it off with his foot. Like the confidence, man. This is
You
insane.
have to be. You're different.
Yeah,
You're different inside of your head.
You're
You can't have
definitely-
anything that I've got in you to do that job. Because when I get up, like when we went on the Ferris wheel, man, I was just holding on to the pole.
yeah, the whole time.
And it's just, let us down. It has to stop you at the very top to
Yeah.
let more people on at the bottom. And I'm looking around and I can see the tops of all the trees and I can see the whole entire town. Yeah, let me down, please.
So it's weird because I would say that I have a fear of heights, But I have such an obsession with beauty that if I go up high and there's something beautiful to distract me, like a huge view of a mountain, or if the sun's setting a beautiful way, or if it's at a fair and there's lights everywhere and it's beautiful, I feel like I just get distracted by those kinds of things. Like even the view behind him, the patches of land and grass and stuff looks so beautiful. Even in the foggy, you know, weather and everything where you can barely see around you, the green patches just look so beautiful behind him. So I don't know. I don't think I would get up on that ladder because I'd have to be strapped to something, because just to make myself feel better if I slipped or something. But I think that would just distract me, just looking around at everything you could see farther than anybody's ever seen or is seeing at the moment, because you're the highest person up in the sky. But,
yeah, there's a lot, man. Just all the building scaffoldings in the past, just thinking about having to move all that down every time that you break the amount that you need to break away, then you got to move it down, and you just moving it down constantly, and that's such a pain in the ass just to think about.
Exactly. He was like, I'm getting fed up looking up at this place because you got to keep going up and down that ladder. And not only that, he said it's so windy, and when you're on a structure like that, like when it's built up and it's completely intact, it's still like moving a little bit, no matter how, because if the wind's hard enough, it'll like move a little bit. But he's destroying, like he's taking down the structure, so it's getting a little bit more, it's losing more of its togetherness. So like if it's blowing like that,
it's
so it's
losing
terrifying.
the top of it that's getting caught in the wind, so
but
it's actually going to sway
at the bottom.
less.
Like what is
it's
that?
Going to sway less as it goes down.
True. You're right.
But still.
It's still terrifying. The windier it is, my goodness. But I can see how everybody would fall in love with this guy, and I want to see more of him. Like right now, I'm just, as he's talking, I'm just like smiling. He's just like I don't know, he's a sweet, I don't know, strong. I don't know how to just
fearless,
charismatic
man.
Is what he is.
Completely fearless when it comes to heights, anyways. When it comes to what he's doing, completely fearless. You can tell the way he's talking. He's just like, there's literally no chance I'll die doing this.
Yeah, he's super confident. He's super like, he says what's on his mind. I like people like that who just like say what they want to say and don't hold back, and they're not. He's genuine. He's not trying to hold back anything or say something for the camera. Like
I don't know how he moves that scaffolding down though by himself, even with one other helper. If that other guy gets up there with him, I would really like to see that part.
Right.
Because
how do you move down?
That's a lot of work, just moving the scaffolding down every single time. Anyways, that was a very interesting video. Very good look at something that I didn't even have never thought about. Yeah. Demolishing really tall chimneys like that by hand in the 70s. I never even thought about something like this.
I've only known them freaking bulldozing it with a big freaking wrecking ball or exploding it. Like I've only known that's how.
Exploding it.
Like just kind of
just blow it up.
Yeah, blow it up. But that's movies. I've never seen it in real life. I don't think anybody does that. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I've seen is like a big, huge force just takes it all down at once. I've seen them do controlled
demolitions on buildings where they,
I've never done that. Yeah,
so.
I've never seen that, but I've only heard about it. I'm just saying, I didn't know that people would get hired to take it down brick by brick. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
It's insane.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for watching with us. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
I'm not scared of your love, so show me and let me know. I'm not scared of your love, so show